Good evening, Tallahassee. This is student meteorologist Mila Belisario, and welcome to the Friday edition of FSU Weather. Right now, we're taking a look at our overcast skies across Doak Campbell Stadium. That's looking a lot like what I typically see in the Midwest, so it's finally starting to feel like fall. 66 degrees here in Tallahassee, and a little cooler up north, 61 in Thomasville, so it seems like we're definitely starting to see those pumpkin spice temperatures. We are nice and dry out as well. And for the tropics, we are looking at Tropical Storm Jerry, which does not seem like it will impact us here in the U.S., but we'll keep telling you about that here on FSU Weather. And for tonight, we will be dipping down into the low 60s. Love to see it with some clouds clearing out. And for our show tonight, we will be telling you more about Tropical Storm Jerry. We are experiencing some cooler and drier weather out, with those fall-like temperatures finally coming in, and our weekend sports forecast. All this and more on FSU Weather.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Friday night's edition of FSU Weather. We're a little bit cooler. I'm student meteorologist Ainsley Goebel and
student meteorologist Mila Belisario. How are you feeling about finally experiencing those fall-like temperatures?
Yeah, fall is here. We are briefly, we're going to warm up just a tad, but we get a little bit to experience of what the Northerners have had recently up until now. It's beautiful out. How have you been enjoying it?
Oh, I've been definitely enjoying it. Yeah, and it's funny how you mentioned the Northerners, because they just had their cold front move through, and we're just having our cold front move through, so it seems like the country's finally getting on the same page. It's fall time.
Yeah, and the sun is not smiling down on us, but the weather is. With these temperatures, I am just loving. I will spend as much time outdoors in this kind of temperature as I can. Dynamics test is over. We got through that. Whatever our scores are, that is a problem for another time. Everything is full-fledged fall for now, and I'm enjoying that as much as I possibly can. But we're going to take it on over to the local with myself, where we're looking again at Doak Campbell Stadium. It is overcast right now. It looks pretty gloomy, but those temperatures are worth it right now. 66 here in Tallahassee, a little warmer as you get closer to the coast, but 60s for the most part. That is gorgeous. As always, I'm going to tell you to take this episode and watch it outside tonight. 65 here in Tallahassee, 60s for the most part again across our area. Our temperature almanac, we are quite low compared to what we normally have. 72 here in Tallahassee for your high, 66 for your low. A little higher than average, but for your radar, nothing that you have to worry about. It is cooler and drier conditions as well. Get outside, enjoy it. Can't stress this enough. This is what your Saturday is going to look like. Game day here, just a couple of passing clouds, not too much chances of a shower unless you go a little further north, but if you're going to be at the game and rolling into Sunday, really just a couple of clouds, not much to worry about, and by Sunday night still just a couple of clouds, nothing to worry about. Tonight's forecast, 60s for the most part as we get into the nighttime, so it's not going to fluctuate very much from now to then. And as we get into the overnight hours, we're going to hit a low of 63 there. Just a couple of clouds as well, and a little breezy. I did notice that today. It looks like it's going to pick back up a little bit again tonight as well. As we roll into tomorrow afternoon, we're going to heat back up 80s. That's solid, but we are going to see that fall-like temperatures. They're going to not last as long as we want them to here. Average high 84, but 70s as you get a little further east, as well as little to no rain chances. That is nice. A little bit drier conditions. We had a very dry stretch, and then we got a little bit of rain. Now we're back to being mostly high and dry here for the next several days. As we take a look at the 7-day forecast, you're going to get a couple of chances to go outside. 80s for the most part. I think 80s for, every single day. Lots of sunshine here in the Sunshine State. But for now, we're going to take it on over to the rest of Florida with Matthew.
Yeah, it's looking really cloudy for the rest of the state right now, except for some of our southern areas, Tampa, a little bit less cloudy, Panama City as well. But most of the state, a lot of showers. Miami having a couple of showers down south, Orlando as well, Jacksonville to the north. some showers as well, keeping us a little bit on the cooler side. Now, as we move down south towards Fort Lauderdale, Miami, we can see those showers have slowly started to make their way offshore, though we do have some heavier thunderstorms on the western side of Lake Okeechobee, so something to watch as those storms slowly start moving farther and farther inland. Now, along the I-4 corridor, we've had a couple of showers start making their way into southern portions of Orange County, getting closer to Polk County. So if you are driving home from Disney or Orlando, closer to maybe that Champions Gate area, you might hit some showers in that very long traffic, as the coast has seen a lot of rain today, even some flooding concerns across much of the Florida East Coast. So going to get a little bit of relief today. Now here in Tallahassee, have a couple of clouds, but for the most part staying pretty dry, a couple of showers to the north. And then over in Jacksonville, we're seeing some heavier rain due to that front moving through. Now for Saturday, we'll stay dry here in Tallahassee, but South Florida might see a couple of showers along the East Coast as that front slowly starts moving north. And then by Saturday night, we'll start drying out across much of the state, and we'll start cooling off as well. And by Sunday, look at this. Mainly clear, not a lot of clouds in sight, as well as cooler and drier temperatures for much of the state. So going to be a very pleasant time to be outside for your Sunday plans. And by Monday morning, not a rain shower in sight right now. A couple of clouds possible, but going to stay on the drier side. Now Miami, going to see some showers today, but by Monday and Tuesday, start next week, we are in the cooler temperatures of the mid 80s. They've been sitting in maybe those upper 80s, low 90s for them. So a much cooler time for them. Now, moving to Fort Myers, we have those clouds in the background. Kind of fits the mood today, but by Saturday and Sunday, we'll start seeing those clouds move out of the way, and then the heat will return as we'll get into those upper 80s for them to start the work week next week. Tampa, very similar story. We'll start warming up to start the work week, but look at this, low 80s for them. They have not seen low 80s in quite some time, so going to be a much needed relief, much needed cool down for them as well. Orlando, a little bit more cloudiness for Saturday, so may not be the best time to be outside, might have a little bit of a gloomier day, but we'll start warming back up to start the work week. But look at this, 78. Woo, low 70s, something that much of my friends back home have been looking forward to. Jacksonville, similar story, low 70s. Wow, very cold down there, especially for Florida this time of year. Pensacola going to be a little bit on the sunnier side, and because of that, we'll get warmer temperatures than our friends in Central Florida. Tonight in Florida, those clouds will stick around, keeping us pretty moderate. Tomorrow, we'll cool down a little bit more, some more rain expected, but the southeast is going to be just a different story, isn't it, Mila?
Right, it's because of that nor'easter and coastal low threat. I'll talk more about that in a second, but right now we're looking at our beautiful skies across the southeast. Blues down in Birmingham and New Orleans, and some cooler temperatures out as well. 78 right here in Montgomery, sunny as well, and Shreveport is usually our hot spot, and it's only getting up to 88 degrees, which is normally in the 90s, as we've been seeing previously. And as I mentioned, we do have that coastal low forming off of Florida. That's going to be bringing a lot of rain into the East Coast. I'll tell you more about that. So there's a cold front that's moving throughout the southeast. That's going to be bringing some drier, less cloudy skies into our area here in Tallahassee, Alabama, Georgia as well. But off the East Coast, you are definitely going to be seeing a lot more of that cloud cover, especially into Monday and Tuesday, as it starts to work its way up across the East Coast. And that's where you're going to be seeing a lot of flooding. What you need to watch out for: flooding, rip currents, gusty winds, just a lot of rainfall coming your way. So definitely be weather aware this weekend and early next week, because that is just something you need to be aware of if you are in an area that can be threatened by flooding. Tonight in the southeast, we are cooler out as we do start to experience some more fall-like temperatures as that cold front moves through. 58 in Jackson, dipping into the 50s finally. Love to see it. 54 in Nashville, and some clear skies as that front moves through. So nice night for stargazing. We are going to be a little cooler down in Florida, but that's to be expected as we are more southern. Tomorrow we will be heating up into the 80s and upper 70s, but at least it's not 90s. I don't see 90s anywhere on this map, so that is something that I'm very happy about. 89 in Shreveport, 82 in Tallahassee. And I just want to make a note of this. You are going to be seeing some more cloud cover on the East Coast. That's due to that nor'easter and coastal low. But you are sunnier more on the western side of the Southeast, which love to see it. Always love to see the sun. 79 in Orlando, and Ainsley's going to be telling us a little more about the rest of the United States.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mila. We're going to take it on over to the national here. Let's see. Graphics, there we go. Active alerts right now, watches and warnings. We've got a lot of flood watches here, a little flood warning down in Arizona right there, as well as a couple of wintry weather advisories up there near Billings as well. As we take a look at this, it's going to kind of reflect that. We see a lot of precipitation up here in the Four Corners area. You'd see that soon-to-be nor'easter turning into a nor'easter, turning up the east coast there as well. As we take a look at our drought monitor, we're here in Leon County starting to see some severe drought. Most of the U.S. has been affected. I've noticed it's been getting a little bit drier as we get through this. Most states affected by some state of drought, especially out west there in Arizona, Utah, completely encapsulated by some form of drought there. We need a little bit of rain, but here is your SPC outlook. So this is where we could be seeing a little bit of rain right where we need it. Mostly Utah, coming near the Four Corners area as well, mostly non-severe for the most part. That nozzle has been flipped off for the season. But as we take a look at what this could look like in the future, this nor'easter right here, you can see that start to make its way up the east coast. It's going to bring a lot of coastal flooding. We could see a couple of rip current threats, stuff like that as well. And as we take a look at that moisture funneling in over the Pacific, coming over the Four Corners area, that is going to bring a lot of heavy rain as well. And this is also going to reflect that map. This is a 72-hour forecast. We can see a lot of it get gathered up here and here in the next couple of days, about the next 3 days there. So South Carolina is going to receive the brunt of that nor'easter for the most part. So we take a look at this temperature outlook for the next week or so. We're going to see this area of high pressure, a little high and dry area getting a little bit warmer, and out west you see those cooler conditions start to make their way in here. For the most part, when I do this, it's been above average and way warmer than normal. We're finally starting to see a glimpse of fall here. Tonight's temperatures, we're going to dip down into the 50s in some areas. That's exactly what we want to see. 63 here in Tallahassee. That's all we could ever ask for after the 90s and 80s and 70s that we've had recently. But this is exactly what we want to see tomorrow. We're going to heat right back up. 82 here in Tallahassee, so it's a little bit of a short-lived fall experience here. But for now, we're going to take it on over to Matthew, and he is going to tell us a little bit more about the lifestyle here in Tallahassee.
Yeah, as we get forward into the lifestyle, you're going to see with our cameras a lot of cloud coverage for much of Tallahassee right now. Doak Campbell, very overcast, Lakefront Park as well. Now, if you're trying to fly out tonight, going to be a little bit on the gloomier side, but no delays expected across much of the areas. Just kidding, actually. JFK really got me there, as you might have a small delay here or there. To be expected, though. If you are going to the women's volleyball game tonight at SMU, it might be a little bit cloudy. You're going to be a little bit chillier, so definitely going to want that jacket if you are going to the game tonight. Trying to get in some late night pickleball for the FSU game tomorrow. Going to have some overcast skies. Might need that jacket, as we'll be in the mid 60s, but overall should be pretty good weather to be outside enjoying it. Any late night forecast, clouds should keep us pretty mild for the most part, sticking in those upper 60s, I should say. And if you're walking the dog, it'll actually be really good temperatures to get out early in the morning, as we'll see some mid 60s by 9 a.m. and by 11 a.m. we get into those low 70s. So not as hot as it's been the past week overall, just gonna be really nice. Now, if you're heading out to Doak, will actually be a very nice game. It is not at 7 o'clock, contrary to what this says. It's actually be a noon game, so we'll have some really nice temperatures overall in those mid-70s for much of the game, with a little bit of cloud coverage, but much more mild, much nicer than much of the new games we've had so far this year. Now, the volleyball game versus Pittsburgh on Sunday, big game, nationally televised game, and it'll be really nice temperatures, as we'll be in those low 80s for much of the game. So overall, going to be a very nice time to be outside. Pool forecast, it's going to be a little bit cooler, so maybe not the best time to hit the pool, but still a good time to be outside, as tomorrow we'll see those 80 degrees around that mid-afternoon point, so still going to have plenty of time to be outside. Now, if you're hitting the beach tomorrow, have a little bit of a stronger gust of wind out of the north and northeast, but by Sunday it kind of cools down a little bit, but overall, going to be a pretty pleasant time to be outside, maybe not on the water, but overall, going to be a very pleasant time to be outside. As we start looking at our socials no, we're not doing socials tonight? All right, that's all cool. Just kidding, follow us on X at FSU Weather. Don't forget at Facebook at FSU Weather as well. And follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. And last but not least, subscribe to YouTube at FSU Weather and, of course, on TikTok at FSU Weather. Have a great night, folks.